Chris, how are you?
What's up, everybody? I'm good. How are you today, David?
I'm good. Tough weekend for the sports, but hey, we're battling. We're back for another one.
For Minnesota sports?
Yeah,
Yeah.
tough. Football in particular.
Not the best showing, but
That's why it's a long season.
we'll battle.
It's not a one-game season.
Yeah.
So,
Let's jump in.
yeah, right away. Minnesota Vikings lost to the Eagles Thursday night. Decent game, good game. Face the Chargers coming up at home on Sunday. Both teams are 0-2, looking for their first wins. Gophers lost to North Carolina football. They play at Northwestern this Saturday. Minnesota United lost to Sporting KC Saturday. They play the LA Galaxy coming up Wednesday. Also, we've been forgetting to mention, that the Minnesota Lynx are in the playoffs, headed to Game 3, which is also Wednesday, against the Sun at home.
That's the decider.
That's the decider, yeah, in Minnesota. Bang. And then the Twins currently 79-72. Their magic number as of today, Tuesday, is 5 games to make the playoffs. They're playing the Reds, and then they play the Angels coming up. And we have such an easy end to our schedule.
That's good.
Play like the Rockies, the Athletics.
So how many games do they have left?
I think so. 70. They have 11.
151.
160, yeah, 11.
Okay.
But here's the thing: if we win and Cleveland loses, then it doubles. I'm pretty sure our magic number, like it goes down to 3. Because even when we lost, our magic number still went down because Cleveland lost.
Correct. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I was at the Loons game on Saturday.
Oof.
We should have won.
Oh really?
Oh my gosh.
That's
Can't
going down.
finish.
Yeah, it's what it's about, man.
We had one where we came down they attack the right side every single time. They bring it down, and then we have no confidence in the high crosses.
Yeah.
So it's always low.
Like you're saying, like the ball height?
Yeah.
Okay.
Always low. And we come down, the guy jukes the goalie,
Okay.
right? He passes it to the guy at the 6, what is it?
Yeah, the little 6-yard box.
6-yard box. The guy is pretty, almost in the middle of the goal. He's standing just a little bit to the right of that, right?
Okay.
So he's looking at the net. Nobody's on the full left side of the goal, right?
Okay.
Because the guy's coming down the right side, juke the goalie, passes it to this guy. He decides, let me kick it back towards the right side.
Okay.
The goalie blocks it.
Of course, yeah.
And we don't score.
Yeah. I will say, I don't watch it.
The entire left side of the goal was open.
Yeah, I don't understand it, but I think it's crazy because when you watch these soccer games, it's like, and I'm not saying obviously like a video game is different, but like just keep shooting the ball. All these guys try to make it so cute. It's like if you're at the box, you take 3 dribbles and you just rip it.
Yeah, we had a couple. We probably should.
It's so cute.
We should have scored 1 for sure, if not 2. And then we apparently have this super young, I believe it would be left back. So if you're facing center field, and it's the farthest back, that's left back.
Yeah, so like a defender.
So he's super young.
Okay.
And just completely botched a defensive thing, and the guy scribbled right around him and scored, and that's how we lost. Yeah,
tough, but
yeah. Let's move on to roundtable. Enough of that. What do you got for college football?
Yeah, talking about exciting things over the weekend. Saturday night, Colorado State, obviously a very hyped up game. According to Sportsbook, 27% of all bets were placed on that game that started at 9 p.m. Central Time.
27 for the weekend?
27% for the whole weekend for college football and NFL combined. And it had 9.3 million viewers.
Yeah, that's
This is what's crazy though, is 9.3. I think that doesn't take into account like if you're watching it with somebody. Like it's saying like, one TV station had
9.3 unique televisions.
We're on that game.
Yeah.
At 9 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Yeah, it was late. And it was a really long freaking game. Because I went to the Loons, they start at 7:30, got home at probably 9:30, so I missed probably the first quarter, watched the rest of the game, and didn't get into bed until just after 2 a.m.
Yeah. I mean, it was a very exciting game. I think Colorado State kind of came out, and
they played
showed it. I support it.
They also have a receiver that's very good.
Yeah, apparently he's an NFL guy. Like he's going to be in the NFL.
Yeah, he's legit.
Yeah, number 14. Don't know his name.
Number 4.
I thought it was 14. They kept going across the slot to him.
I thought it was 2.
I thought it was that 14 guy. He was good though. He was very, very good.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, and we'll get more into college football later, but like obviously Colorado has to play Oregon this week, which is not going to be an easy one, but see what happens.
I'm just checking really quick. Horton, that's his name. Torrey Horton. He had 16 catches for 133 yards. Oh yeah, number 14. You're right.
Bang. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's going to the NFL apparently. I guess he's playing on Sundays. That's what all the announcers kept saying. And for a little bit of the game, he was guarded by Travis Hunter. Yeah. He's potentially also going to the NFL.
The other guy was number 4. All right, my round table. Think it's interesting. Get your take on it. So it's become somewhat a big thing for Iowa that in the contract for the offensive coordinator, they have to average 25 points per game this year. If they don't, then I'm pretty sure he's gonna he won't have a job next year. That was written in because they can't. They have in the last couple of years they can't score.
Yeah, they stink.
Right. So he has to average. They have to average over 25 points.
Okay.
Okay. And this weekend they were playing.
What was it? Iowa State?
No, that was
2 weekends ago.
Yeah, I can't remember who they played. Not very good team. Iowa football. They played Western Michigan. Okay. They're up 34-10.
Okay.
In the fourth quarter. They put their backups in. So Iowa's got their backups in. But they have the ball. The game is winding down, right? It's 34-10. They're up 24 points. Iowa has the ball. They're driving with their backups in.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 minutes, 1 minute. They keep going, right? They're not running the ball. They're throwing it.
Okay.
Yep. They get down to the 4-yard line with 30 seconds left.
Okay.
They run a play, score a touchdown.
Love it. I support it.
Instead of just ending the game.
No, I support it.
To try and get more points.
Yeah.
In theory, to
pump up their average.
Bump up the average against the not as good teams so that they can.
Well, coming when you have to come then play your Big Ten schedule, not a lot of teams score a lot of points.
So you support that?
100% I support running up the score in college. You have to. You have to run up the score. You look at some of these teams that have dropped in the rankings even after winning, and they lose, or they go down spots because they didn't beat the team by as much. 100% I support it. And also, if I'm the offensive coordinator in my contract, my job is reliant on if I average 25 points. Yes, I'm trying to score 50 every game. Yes. Sorry.
Wouldn't you think that they would change their play calls the rest of the games then?
I don't know. I mean, here's the thing: is Iowa has always been that team that really can't score a lot. And I think even with that game and even that extra touchdown, I don't know if they'll even average 25 points. Because there's gonna be some Big Ten grind out games where they score 7 or 10. So yeah, I support it. I just think you got to get your points where you want. I mean, this is college football.
Going into that game, they had scored 24 and 20. So they were below it. They were at 22, obviously.
That's what I'm saying. You got to bump it up where you can. That's why you play those teams.
44, 85.
Look at their next 2 games. Penn State, that's going to be tough to score. Tulane, okay.
No, that's Michigan State.
Or Michigan State, okay.
That's easy to score.
That's easy to score, but Penn State's not easy to score.
No.
So that's what I'm saying. I think once you get into Big Ten play, it's just different.
85 divided by 3. That's
almost 30.
27,
28.
28.
Yeah, 28.
All right, so they're above it.
Barely.
So
they don't do it, they're right at 25. And you got Big Ten. You got your Big Ten schedule. So I love it. Keep running up the score.
They got to score 15 points this week.
And also, here's the difference. It's your backups.
Yeah.
It's your backups. Let the boys play. Throw it all you want. If you're upset about it, go be better.
All right.
Or don't pay us to play.
Okay.
What do you think? You think they should have just kneeled it?
I mean, at that point, you're up by 24 points.
Okay.
With 30 seconds left.
So if you're the offensive coordinator of that team and you know your job on the line next year, you're kneeling it? Hell no, you're not.
No, probably not.
Exactly.
But that's literally the one person. But I can see where they would get some flack for that.
Sure.
I mean,
look at the Rams.
That person is that historically in the past couple of years has been that bad at calling plays and scoring points where they have to put that in the contract to average 25 points.
Yeah. They have been bad.
That's less than 4 touchdowns a game. That's less than a touchdown a quarter.
100%. Well, remember last year against Minnesota, the game was like 10-6.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they better get the points while it's still warm out too.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And also, I mean, we could talk about NFL, but the NFL, Rams kicked a field goal with 4 seconds left. The spread was 7.5. It was 20-30.
Yeah,
spread 7.5.
They want to work on their field goal.
Yeah, exactly.
Arrangement.
That's even more Bush League. Just kneel it.
All right, so we got NFL next for the roundtable. My one thing was after the Sunday night game, Miami and New England.
Yeah.
Tyreek, in his post-game interview, said that he waved to the Patriots fans because they're some of the worst ones in the league.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to get your opinion on are the Patriots fans, in fact, some of the worst in the league? And if so, who also joined them in like the top 4 of worst fans in the league?
Worst fans?
Yes.
I mean, I can't speak exactly for the Patriots, but I would assume they're probably pretty fair weather. I think the Eagles fans are definitely up there for being just bad people. I think they have a reputation of being bad people.
I think the Eagles are for sure number 1.
Yeah, they have just a reputation for being bad people.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's rivalry, but I would say probably the Packers. But I've never gone to a game in Lambeau, so I can't say, hey, those fans stink.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know a lot of good people who are Packers fans that are probably nice people, but I don't know. I think you're going to get it wherever. I think you look at these fans and like some people take it so seriously, and also some people drink way too much on a Sunday afternoon / Monday night, whatever, Sunday night, where it's like, you guys are just doing dumb things. I mean, I'm not trying to get technical, but like that guy got punched in the head and passed away. It's like, all right, what are we doing?
Yeah, bad news.
Yeah, so I would say when you look at it, bad fans, I don't know. I think the Eagles are definitely my number 1. But like you look at the Seahawks, they're known as a great fan base. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're bad fans. I think they're just passionate.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say
I wouldn't say they're bad.
Yeah, look at the Raiders. The Raiders used to have that black hole. Like they were tough to play at. I think it's a huge advantage if your team is like that. Like I hope people think the Vikings fans are passionate. Like it's hard to play. You should want to hope you.
I wouldn't say that people probably think Minnesota fans are bad.
Yeah, I would say the Eagles are really my only other team.
Eagles are number 1. I guess you could probably put the Patriots in there just because I feel like Boston sports fans in general just are a little bit more intense.
Yeah. Right.
And then after that, there isn't like a clear third.
Saints are good fans. I mean, I don't know.
That's why I wanted to ask more than just like top 2, because I think those are like fairly clear top 2.
Right.
But then after that, it's kind of a question mark.
Yeah. And I think there's probably some other teams. I haven't gone to enough games that are out of the state. But it's like, because when you go to a home game in Minnesota and like
everybody's
fans,
a Vikings fan.
But also, it's like the fans that are usually from out of state usually aren't going to be dicks because
clearly
they know you're outnumbered.
Yeah.
So it's like you almost have to go to a game out there.
Uh-huh.
But I would probably say those are probably pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of passionate fan bases. I don't know. Sometimes that just boils over to bad people, but
you kind of expect that. I would expect the next option to be from the AFC North. The Ravens or the Steelers.
Yeah, I think the Steelers. Yeah,
that's what I would expect.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Saints are probably usually pretty passionate, but Saints are also just bad people. So is Sean Payton, but that's a different story for a different day. But yeah,
okay. There you have it.
I support Tyreek doing that too.
Well, yeah,
just amp it up.
That's my guy.
Well, it's also just like I support the talking smack. If you back it up and you win the game, talk as much smack as you want.
That's right. Okay, we're moving on to the beer this time.
Wait, pause. So here's a question for you.
Yeah.
NCAA football. We're back to NCAA football. Talking smack, whatever.
Okay.
You have a lot of coaches / players that have come out and been very vocal about other teams. Obviously, the Miami of Ohio quarterback first week.
Okay.
Colorado State coach. Now the Oregon coach has already come out and been like, what have they ever done for the program, yada, yada. But then I was watching Tennessee, Florida. In the last play of the game, the coach calls a timeout with 7 seconds left. Tennessee coach. Okay. Florida has the ball. Florida takes away like 5 seconds, and then the quarterback kneels it, which stops the clock with 2 seconds, whatever, because it's a turnover. But then these guys started getting in a brawl and a fight.
Yeah, I saw that.
So at what point do we just be like, all right, there's 5 seconds left. We're actually just calling the game. You didn't have to call a timeout. You knew shit was going to hit the fan. Get your guys out of here. They're going to storm the field.
Did they make Tennessee come on and...
I think they did call it after people got in fight. There was literally 5 people who were fist up, ready to brawl.
I saw the guy square up with full pads on.
And it was like, what must have been said, and I don't care what was said, but like, what must have been said to be like, what, we're full pads, we're square, helmets on and everything. And also the quarterback went down at the last second, and yeah, probably some anger from Tennessee, but he barely touched the guy. I mean, he went like this, and the guy flopped over, so then of course offensive line. Yeah. So I'm just like, at what point do we just say, all right, we're done? And they did get suspended. 3 players got suspended from Florida, but they're for the first half of next game, and they played Chattanooga maybe, like some shit team. So it's like, who cares?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
But it's just like the same thing. I think talking smack is part of the game, but like, come on, just do it. Do it respectfully.
If you do it, you got to be able to take it and understand where the line is and not cross over.
Right, which I think is very thin for some players / teams.
And sometimes it's harder to do for certain people.
Yeah, 100%.
That maybe haven't experienced other people talking smack to them.
Yeah, that's why I think.
Or they're just used to dominating every time, where it's like, oh well, I just am used to winning, so the other people just like naturally don't talk smack because they're always losing. Yeah,
and I do think it's different NFL, college football. I think college football, it's like, oh shoot, Tennessee, you guys lost, so now you're basically
that's a rivalry game.
Yeah, and you basically now have 0 chance to make the college football playoff. Where NFL, it's like, we'll talk smack all game and then we'll dap up after and probably go grab a steak.
Tough for your college football playoff pick.
Yeah, that was tough. They look terrible, but
okay. Beer for the this month. So the brewery that we're doing is called DogFish Head, like so. It was brewed and canned by DogFish Head Craft Brewery in Milton, Delaware.
Wow, East Coast. What's the capital?
Well, it's a Boston beer company.
What's the capital of Delaware?
Dover.
Bang. That a boy, Chris.
Yep.
That a boy.
I think I'm actually fairly good at geography.
Yeah, I'm actually decent at I can basically...
Sporkle?
Yeah, well, you used to do that. Or high school where it was like a blank map and you do whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the first 2 that we're going with today...
We just tooted our own horns. So.
Yeah, we're pretty good at geography.
So pointless knowledge.
We got the Tasty Traveler Lager. I kind of like that can. Pretty nice.
Yeah, it's just a clean can. It's interesting because it has cactuses on it.
Yeah.
I don't get cactus. I mean, I've never been to Delaware, but...
Well, there's other cities that are listed there. And then the second one that we're doing with is the 60-minute IPA.
Wait, you know what's crazy about this? It says we're taking a delicious adventure south of the border with this crisp, refreshing lager brewed with Oaxacan green corn, Baja, Salicornia, and sea salt and Mexican lime juice.
Ooh, okay.
Delaware. Wow. Okay.
Taking a trip over the border. This one says it was continually hopped for 60 minutes for an intense yet enticing hop-centric experience. So I can already tell you, this is probably not going to be our favorite one. Just based off of that explanation. But we're going to give it a go.
What is this? That's a lager?
Yeah.
Lagers are usually light.
Yeah, a medium-bodied beer. I mean, look at all this foam we're getting out of our systems. What?
That's just an interesting can.
No,
I know who produces these cans. Do you think it's actually like the brewery, or do you think they like outsource it?
It's brewed and canned.
But that's what the design I'm saying. Like, do you think they have somebody at the brewery that's like, this would be cool?
They probably have a designer.
Like a marketing team?
Or
a designer that works with them?
That they work with, yeah.
They work with?
Yeah. Yep. That's what I think. Well, I mean,
I don't know how. I mean, it just might take an hour to defoam, but what else do we want to talk about? Cool. This is actually a cool can. These look actually like almost the same. They are like almost the same.
There's a little bit left in there.
I should have probably left a little in here too. Huh? 60-minute IPA.
Yep.
Yeah, interesting. Cool.
It is. I do feel like these beers have a typical foam type of thing where it kind of just like
sits at the top
and indents.
Yeah, but then when you drink it, it kind of goes past the foam.
Yep.
So I'm going for it. This is the dog. Well, no, DogFish
We'll do
head,
the
but
lager
this is the
one
lager.
first.
Yeah.
What is it? The Time Traveler?
Tasty Traveler.
Tasty Traveler Lager.
We're going south of the border. Isn't that a song? South of the border.
Yeah, who sings it?
Camilo Cabello.
Who's the main?
Ed Sheeran?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Good job.
Decent.
Okay.
These are trivia. Flash. For you. That was for you.
It's you can taste the sea salt.
Yeah.
And you can taste the lime, I think.
Yeah. It's a little bit of lime, like not a lot, but yeah, it's definitely there. But I also think it just tastes like a light beer.
I'd say it's pretty strongly there. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty strongly there.
I don't think it's bad. I think it's good.
No, it reminds me of what was we did one like in season 1 of one that had lime in it, and it tastes similar to that.
Beer or seltzer? Beer?
It was a beer, yeah. Mm-hmm. But it also at Smack Shack they have a lemon sea salt beer on their tap list.
Yeah. That's a light beer, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And it tastes similar to this. This is just, I would say this is a little bit more, well, obviously lime versus lemon, and then I would say this one's a tiny bit saltier.
Okay.
Which is interesting.
I think it's got good flavor though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's got good flavor. It's very light. It's easy to drink. Do it again. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 6-3.
Okay.
I don't taste as much lime as you do. I think there's a little bit of salt. I think there's a hint of lime. I just think it's your average. Tastes like just like an average light beer. Like, would I get multiple? Probably. I just doesn't have a ton of flavor for me to be like, wow, I really, really, really want another one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 6.6. I think it's fairly good.
Yeah.
But it is a little bit saltier.
Okay.
That
You don't like that part?
I don't like that as much. And I think that there's a number of beers that I would prefer over this.
Okay. That's still a decent score though. 6.6 is not bad.
Yeah. Like I don't mind drinking it. I can drink the whole can.
Whoa.
I know.
Oh,
watch out.
Oh, yeah.
But and like by the end of the episode, this is probably gonna be gone. But you know, it's not.
Gone.
Well, yeah. But it's not like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to drink this.
Yeah, right. That's why I think. I mean, I think it has decent flavor. I think would be fine. If I got it at a brewery, would I be disappointed? No. But I'm not gonna go home and tell my parents about it.
No. All right, we got the 60-minute IPA next.
Ooh. Oh yeah, it smells like that Indian Pale Ale.
Yeah, it does. The old IPA.
And it tastes just like one.
The
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It says hop-centric experience.
It's hoppy.
It says intense yet enticing hop-centric experience. Well, it's intense.
It is intense.
And it's hop-centric.
It is intense. I will say that.
Is it enticing? If you like it, if you like that kind of stuff.
Is it enticing?
My mouth is now dry.
Yeah, my mouth is dry, and I have that bad aftertaste in the back of my mouth. Yeah. Nope. Not it. Nope.
Let's see here.
No. Not my favorite. And I mean, we've talked about this before. I'm more of a...
Our IPA scores are going to be lower.
Very low. Our JPA scores are going to be decent. They're not bad.
Yeah, they're going to be better than the IPAs.
What's hard
Probably.
to get worse, yeah.
Most likely.
Yeah. So,
But I also think like the Surly Furious, that was an IPA. That one wasn't terrible. Like
this one was worse than that one.
this one is just more hoppy.
No, which what did it say?
means
It's centric?
hop centric.
Hop centric.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But this is definitely more hop forward, which means that it's going to be more of an IPA tasting beer, which means that we're probably going to like it less. So it's really nothing that is too surprising.
Right. So yeah, if you're a hoppy guy, this is probably right.
Or gal.
Or gal. Whatever you prefer.
Mm-hmm.
If you're hoppiness, you like your hoppiness, then this might be yours. I'm more of a hop backwards guy. If we're being honest.
Yeah, go for it. What's your score?
4-1.
Oh.
Very low. I think, and I'll say this, I will say this. IPAs, yes, are not our favorite, so it's hard to judge them, but also this is pretty bad, in my opinion. I don't like this one. Too much hoppiness.
Very hoppy. I'm giving it a 3.8.
Yeah, too much hoppy.
It's very intense with the hoppiness.
At least it says that on the can. It doesn't lie.
Yeah, no, it's squarely telling you what to expect, and I would say it comes through on what it's described as.
Right.
So like, it's clearly laid out.
Oh, it's very well laid out.
Yeah. Yep.
It's very well laid out. And
it's
very,
not for us.
Yeah, not us.
So we got what is it? Trusty Traveler?
The Tasty Traveler.
The Tasty Traveler. Tasty Traveler Lager. 6.3 for you, 6.6 for me. And the 60-minute IPA. 4.1 for you, 3.8 for me.
Yep. There it is.
There you have it.
And that's what they call
a review.
Schmack.
Okay, we're going to college football now.
Yeah.
So the week that we didn't think was really anything special.
Yeah, I think
everybody else also thought that it wasn't anything special because a lot of the big teams
stopped. They stunk.
We're looking on to this next week.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say what they were doing, but like, I think it's the biggest question marks that need to be answered for these good teams like Alabama. Who's going to be your quarterback? You obviously didn't find a quarterback in that game. You tried two new ones and they both stunk.
It's also tough because they went away from a running-based quarterback to two passing quarterbacks, but yet the weather was awful. So obviously the passing quarterbacks in a really heavy rain game are probably not going to be as successful as they could be in like a fair weather game.
Right.
Or inside.
Right. And I think, obviously. It was interesting that they never even, like, they kept switching, and I understood. I mean, I guess you're basically doing it as a trial because SEC plays coming up, but, like, wouldn't you want to get that Milrow guy or whatever his name is, who you cite as your quarterback? Like, wouldn't you want to
Did he play at all this week?
No.
He didn't?
He didn't step on the field.
And now he's back as a starter?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Against Ole Miss, who's a great team.
Yeah.
But I also think there was other games, too, where it was like, okay, I mean, Texas versus Wyoming, I just tooted Texas's horn, but they came out flat.
Yeah, they did.
Florida State almost lost to Boston College.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had Georgia was crap in the bed for a while against South Carolina. They came back and played fine.
Yep. And
I think the difference with these big teams is like the crazy part about them is like Texas was at home, Georgia was at home.
Yeah.
And so I think it's now showing like, okay, maybe these teams aren't as dominant, or did these teams overlook their competition? I think it's a little bit of both.
I think it's more of the latter though.
Yeah. Which I think is crazy though, because South Carolina.
That's the game that's at least like a game.
Yeah.
These other ones, like Florida State could beat Boston College in their sleep. Texas could beat Wyoming in their sleep. Like they could put their backups in and they'd probably still win. So like, it's really nothing to get too crazy about.
Yeah.
But it provided enough of a spark where it was like, whoa, okay, we actually like kind of have to pick it up here so that we don't lose.
Drop or lose, yeah. Right, and I agree with that. I think the crazy part about it too is like there was other teams that ended up losing. Obviously, Missouri kicked a 61-yard field goal to beat Kansas State. So I think Kansas State is phonies.
But I think Missouri is better than they
100% they're better.
Might have expected.
Yeah. The hard part they'll run into is I'm pretty sure it's their starting quarterback. He's like playing kind of injured, kind of not injured. And so like the next few games, especially against the SEC, will be very tough. But I also think at the same time, you look at the Tennessee team, who I thought was going to be pretty good. They look terrible. But this Florida team playing at home in the swamp, which is a very tough place to play, they just played. I mean, they were very, very good. Everything was working.
Well, Tennessee jumped out to a 7-point lead, and then they didn't score for a really long time.
Yeah, which, I don't know. And also, Trevor Etienne, I think his name is, or Travis Etienne, his brother,
Trevor.
Very good.
Yeah.
Just like his brother, very good. So, I think it's hard when you kind of play those games. I mean, you look at it, and I think, I'm pretty sure Georgia has to play at Florida.
Do they?
This year, which is, like I said, it's going to be a tough game. I mean, all these conference games now, yeah, they play at home versus Georgia, and then they also play at home the last game against Florida State. Which I don't think, I mean, they did lose the first game to Utah, but I think playing at home for them is just such a more comfortable feeling, and I think for a lot of these guys it is.
Yeah, I mean, they get to sleep in their own city.
Well, your own city, and your fans are literally all going crazy every play.
Right.
So, yeah, it's big time. But besides that, I don't know. It was kind of a week to,
I think Washington played very well.
Yeah.
I mean, they just keep doing it.
Well, what's his name's up for potential Heisman now, that Penix kid.
Oh, yeah.
He's good.
He just has so many passing yards.
Well, that's all they do is pass. Well, their running back also wasn't he the one that got out for the year?
Hurt. I don't know if it was for the year or not.
Oh.
He throws it he had like 350 passing yards in the first half.
Yeah, they score. They're good.
It's crazy. Okay, so we got this week. This is the week that everybody was looking forward to. Gigantic week for college football.
Yeah.
Are we good to go through the matchups?
Yeah. I mean, there's obviously, like, most of the ranked teams, there's some pretty good matchups. Obviously, some of these are.
All right, so we got Florida State, Clemson. That's at 11. We're talking Central Time, the best time zone for sports, obviously. So we got Florida State, Clemson. That's at 11.
Mm-hmm.
We got Colorado, Oregon. Probably not going to be as good of a game now that Travis Hunter's out.
Yeah.
That's at 2:30.
Right.
We got UCLA, Utah, another Pac-12 game, also at 2:30.
Mm-hmm.
Those are both of those games have two ranked teams. We also have another ranked team game at 2:30, Ole Miss at Alabama. So at the 2:30 time slot, we have three ranked games. We got Colorado at 19 against Oregon at 10. We got UCLA at 22, Utah at 11. We got Ole Miss at 15, Alabama at 13. So only at that one time slot, we got three ranked teams, and they're on ABC, Fox, and CBS. Hopefully you guys got 3 TVs in your living room.
Yeah, or you figure out a way.
Or you figure out a way to combo screen it.
I will say this, all of a sudden, and I don't know when this started happening, but like YouTube TV started doing like an Octabox. Like they do it themselves.
Yeah, that's new. That's an option that YouTube TV is offering.
Yeah, it's weird. It was kind of trippy because the hard part about it
is it top and bottom or side to side?
No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Like it's a whole 4.
Well, they have 4, and then they sometimes have 3, and then. But the thing is, what's crazy about it is there's only one game that's being like the announcers. So you're watching all the games, and this is announcing. And if you want to click on any other games, you can, but then it goes straight to like you actually have to click on it. Like you can't just hover over it and you get those announcers. So you have to almost watch it on mute. Because it's like this announcer's talking while this play is going, and it's different than this play. That's different than this play. So it's definitely kind of trippy. It's a cool idea.
So do you get to pick all the games that are on there?
No, it's just automatic. It's just like one of the options. It's like
automatically specific.
Well, because I think it's probably TV rights where it's like they probably have to. Like this might be it where it's like ABC, Fox, CBS. You could have all 3.
Yeah, at 2:30.
The tri-box.
Yeah, so you got those 3 at 2:30. Then you fast forward, you got Oregon State at Washington State. Both of those teams are ranked. That's at 6 p.m.
Washington State's fun, dude. They throw the ball a lot.
Yeah,
I think the whole state of Washington only knows how to pass.
That's good. Why would you want to do anything else? Then you got Texas at Baylor, 6:30 ABC. I think that's a shit the bed moment for ABC because that's what they chose as the primetime game over these other games on ABC. They could have chose Colorado, Oregon, or Florida State, Clemson as the primetime game, and they chose Texas at Baylor. And Baylor stinks.
Yeah, Baylor stinks, but
so questionable choice on that one. And then at 6:30, you also have Ohio State, which is 6, at Notre Dame. They're 9.
That'll be a good game.
Great game on NBC because that's Notre Dame's channel. And then you also at 6:30 have Iowa at Penn State. So literally at 2:30 you have 3 ranked on ranked games, and at 6:30 you also have 3 ranked on ranked. I guess not. Baylor's not ranked, but
no, it's 2. But
you have 2 ranked on ranked teams plus Georgia at number 1 and Baylor and Texas at number 3 playing at 6:30.
Yeah. You know what, I will say this though, I respect it where so Colorado at 2:30 is
I think
prime
that's
time. 2:30 is fine.
Well, I think that's okay because they've been prime time and they've literally been the talk of the town. Everybody wants their game,
right?
And so I don't think that they necessarily have to be at prime time because last week they were at 7 o'clock in Colorado,
right?
100%. And so this week they don't need to be.
Wait, no, 8 o'clock Colorado. Aren't they 1 hour behind us? Wasn't it 9 o'clock here when that started?
It's 2 hours.
Is Colorado 2 hours?
Yeah.
Really?
When we went to Denver for Scots, it was 2 hours. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just 1.
Yeah, no, it's 2.
No, it's 1, dog. 7:19.
It must be 2 when we go to daylight savings.
During the period of daylight savings time. Mountain
there it
Standard
is, right
Time.
there.
So in the second Sunday of March to the first Sunday.
Yeah.
No, the time is advanced 1 hour. So outside of March through November. So for 3 months.
It's 2 hours.
Because December, January, February, it's 2 hours.
Didn't we go? Which month did we go in?
I don't know.
May?
Yeah, I think it was only an hour, dog. Sorry.
I don't know. I think it was 2.
Well.
Okay. Anyways, either way,
They're
7,
allowed to
8.
take yeah, same thing.
Well,
But I'm just saying, so I agree with that, and I think that game. I mean, it is too bad that Travis Hunter is hurt because I think it would have been fun to see him against this Oregon team who's been very good. But I think that game out of those 3 at that time,
I don't see a way that they win.
I just don't see a game. I mean, it will be fun to watch and it'll be very hyped up because it's Deion Sanders, but I just don't think they'll win.
There's no way that they'll be able to slow Oregon down.
Right, and there's obviously, the over-under is 71. That's a lot of points. But that will probably hit.
Probably, yeah.
But I think you also look at the other 2 games. I think it would be very interesting. Ole Miss, Alabama will be a very close game. I know Alabama's quarterback is who knows, but their defense is very good. You obviously have not a rivalry, but you have the coach, Ole Miss coach. Why can't I think it was Lane Kiffin, Nick Saban, whatever that little back and forth is. And then I think Utah versus UCLA. Utah kind of snuck by Baylor.
Yeah.
But I think their defense is very good too. I think that'll be an interesting game.
Okay, so out of the ranked on ranked games.
Yep.
What do you mean? Well, Florida State, Clemson's not ranked.
No, I think here's the thing though. I think Clemson will give Florida State a good run for their money.
Totally. They know they have to.
Yeah, and I think they're right on the edge of being ranked. I think they're probably 26, 27, 28, whatever.
Okay, so we'll include it for this.
Yeah.
So we got Florida State, Clemson.
Okay.
Colorado, Oregon. UCLA, Utah.
Okay.
Ole Miss, Alabama.
Yep.
Oregon State, Washington State. Ohio State, Notre Dame. Iowa, Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
Which game do you think is going to be the closest and the most fun to watch? The best true game. It doesn't necessarily mean that both teams are scoring or the highest scoring.
Yeah.
It'll the best game, the closest as the game goes and at the end.
Okay. Yeah, I think Alabama Ole Miss will be the closest, and it will also be most fun to watch. The other pick was going to be Oregon State, Washington State. I think that'll be a very fun game. But if I had to pick one, I would say Ole Miss and Alabama. I just think it's different in Alabama. Those 2 teams, Ole Miss has something to prove. Alabama obviously still has to find their quarterback, so they can struggle a little bit offensively. So we'll see what happens.
Okay.
I also think it's time for Notre Dame and
that's
their quarterback. Yeah, Notre Dame's quarterback.
Notre Dame, Ohio State. That's my pick.
Very good. And I think here's the thing: is you have a new quarterback in Ohio State. Mm-hmm. Ohio State, their first few games haven't looked super dominant.
Yeah, they looked fine this last week.
Yeah.
But the first week specifically, it was the first game. But
right, I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is very good too, wide receiver wise. But I think Sam Hartman, the quarterback for Notre Dame, is very, very, very good. And if he has a very good game and they win, he could be in the top 3 for the Heisman. Just easily. Like that. Yeah. Easily. If he's not already.
Yeah.
I think if we're talking high scoring, it has to be Colorado versus Oregon. Has to be. Both teams score 50 points.
Yeah, that'll be the
They'll play
highest
defense.
scoring game. I would say my second choice would probably be Florida State Clemson.
Yeah, I'm hoping
I would
Clemson
go
can come
Ohio
out and do
State,
something.
Notre Dame, and then my second close, fun game to watch is Florida State Clemson.
Yeah. Well, I think this is big time. I mean, I think if Clemson can beat Florida State, how high does Clemson jump back into the top 25? And how low does Florida State go?
I think Florida State will probably drop to around 10 to 13.
You think Clemson will then hop into the teens?
I think Clemson would jump to probably around 17, 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because my question is this:
Is that what you think?
I think it even could be higher. I think the difference is
Clemson jumps higher?
Yeah, Clemson's one loss is literally to Duke, who's 18.
Okay.
So your one loss is to the team that's 18 right now. You go and beat Florida State, who's the number 4 team.
Mm-hmm.
I think Florida State could fall to anywhere from the 13 to 17 range, and I think Clemson bumps it in front of them.
Oh, in front of Florida
In front of them,
State?
you just beat them. Yeah.
Really?
I think they would be mid-teens, especially if they're already on the border of 25. They're literally 26 probably.
Yeah, but Florida State beat LSU.
Sure. You lost to Clemson, though.
I don't know. I think that might be a little bit too juicy of a jump.
I actually do hope Clemson wins, to be honest, because then it just scrambles that whole
Nah.
ACC. Yeah.
Keep Florida State at the top, baby.
Nah. No.
Okay, you got the things.
Yeah, so my one question is this, building off of that.
Uh-huh.
Teams that have lost early on, good teams, Tennessee, Alabama, and you could even include Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts on losing early to teams that aren't, I guess these teams have lost to teams that are decent.
Yeah.
Big deal, not a big deal. Not compared to losing later. Teams right now, that Tennessee loss, is that a game changer for them, or could they still work their way back into the top 10, top 5?
Well, I think it depends on their schedule. I mean, who does Tennessee have on their schedule?
I think they still got to play Alabama.
Let's see. Let's pull it up here really quick. So they play at Alabama and they play home against Georgia. They're at 11, or they're at 23 now.
Mm-hmm.
So they play UTSA this weekend, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Then they play South Carolina. Texas A&M's not ranked. They only have 2 ranked teams on their schedule remaining.
Mm-hmm.
And they lost to a team that wasn't ranked.
So you think for them it's too much to get back into the top?
Yeah, because they
10-5.
don't have the typical SEC schedule that they can, if they beat all of those teams, they can move up far enough. I know they play Alabama. They moved down after they lost.
Yeah.
Right? If they beat Georgia, yeah, that's great. But they play Tennessee plays Vanderbilt the last week. If they played somebody that was good,
Decent, yeah.
the last week, if they played at LSU, Ole Miss, I guess those are probably the main 2.
A team that's worth something. Florida. Well, they already lost to Florida, but
Yeah.
I'd say yeah.
So they won't get any movement if they beat Vanderbilt. That's
Right.
what they should do. So I don't think they have enough in their schedule to get up into that even conversation.
Got it.
You know?
What about a team like Clemson who plays Florida State, Miami, Notre Dame, North Carolina? Technically, all 3 teams are ranked, or all 4 teams are ranked right now. If they win out, are they in the discussion for the Final Four? And they win the ACC game, the championship.
So they would
They would basically
likely
win the conference.
beat Florida State again.
Yeah.
In
that
theory.
happened. Yeah.
So if they win out, then I think that they have a chance. At least they would
Okay.
probably be close enough to have somewhat of a conversation.
Okay. Just because of their schedule.
Because of their schedule, they play better teams, and they would be playing better teams at the end.
Got it. So if any of these teams though that already have one loss lose twice, they're not even close. You're out. You can't lose twice.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what's Alabama's schedule.
This is Georgia's, but so hypothetically speaking, if Georgia loses,
Okay, so Alabama plays Ole Miss, Tennessee, LSU. I mean, they're right on. Like they have enough where they can move up, but it truly depends on what the other teams do. Like they don't purely control their own destiny.
Got it. But so here's the thing.
But it would help them if they play obviously Georgia in the SEC championship game, beat them. Like that's the last thing that happens.
So essentially, Alabama, for their sake, they would almost have to win out and win the SEC championship.
Yes.
Okay. What about if Georgia loses
but that's,
one? And
that's how it is always, because most likely one of the teams, Alabama or Georgia, is going to lose during the regular season,
right?
And so they're not both going to go into the SEC championship game undefeated.
So you think if a team goes into their championship undefeated, should they automatically be in the Final Four? Like if Georgia goes undefeated, does that championship even matter?
Not for them.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I don't see Georgia. I don't know who Georgia will lose to. I mean, unless they shit the bed again, I could see them losing to.
I mean, it depends. Like, I mean, the Pac-12 has a great conference this year, and so if a team is undefeated going into the championship game. Mm-hmm. Like if USC is undefeated going into the championship game and they lose to a legit opponent, like if Washington is 10,
yeah,
right, and USC has moved up to 3,
okay,
USC's undefeated in the Pac-12 and they lose in the Pac-12 championship to Washington, who's 10, then I think that depending on who's at 5, 6, 7. What their situation is, I think that potentially USC should stay in the top 4.
And not the team they lost to bump up.
Not Washington, because in theory, Washington is at
8.
They're at 8 right now. So if they're at 10 come the SEC or the Pac-12 championship, they would have lost one time.
Right.
You know? That's the reason why they're there versus
they have to play each other too. So.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
so here's the question:
all these Pac-12 teams, they got to play each other. I feel like in the SEC, there's less of the best teams playing each other.
So if you're last thing on this, if you're USC, you're undefeated, Washington's undefeated, you guys are playing each other. If USC beats Washington, then they win out the rest of their games. USC's in the top 4, Washington's top 5 to 10. Washington then beats USC in the championship. Does that matter then?
Well, yeah, then it just messes everything up for both of them.
But I'm saying you don't flip them. You just basically say, okay, you both might be out then.
Correct, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Then it depends on what the number 5, number 6, number 7, where they're at. Are they playing in the championship game? Are they just sitting out because they're the second best team in the SEC or whatever? Like, it depends. The control that the team has that was in the top 4, it goes away, and then it's more controlled on what other things are happening outside of just them.
Got it. Okay. Interesting.
Right.
We'll revisit. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's starting to come to conference play, so it's going to be a lot of good games.
Is that what you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm indifferent. I don't know if you're the 4 seed or the 3 seed and you've never lost and you lose the championship to a different team, I don't know where you get placed. I know it means more if you lose later in the year than earlier in the year. So I think like a team like Alabama, if they start to go on a roll, people forget they lost to Texas. Mm-hmm. So it's like I'm indifferent about it, and then it's up to the committee, and the committee loves the SEC.
Yeah.
And that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
That's right. Okay, let's move on to the NFL now.
Yeah, big time, big week, kinda, shitty week for some other teams. So my question to you is, out of these 3 teams, Vikings, Chargers, Bengals, panic button, any of them, or are we still fine? Because one of those 3 teams, the Chargers or the Vikings, will be 0-3 to start the year. Mm-hmm. Is that Is it already the panic button? Is this a must-win game for the Vikings to continue? Slash Chargers.
I don't think it's a. I mean, it would be easy to say it's a must-win game because it would obviously be better if we won.
Right.
But I do think the Vikings schedule eases up as the season goes on.
Yeah.
But I do think the plus that I mean, let's be honest, it seems like every team is dealing with injuries already. Mm-hmm. And so knock on wood, the Vikings seem to be dealing with less major injuries to their skill players than those other 2 teams. Obviously, you got Joe Burrow that's kind of hampered with his injury.
He's limping his way.
You got Austin Eckler, who's coming back who knows when.
Mm-hmm.
And so in terms of like the skill players specifically on offense, the Vikings haven't had that yet. And so I think that there's less of a panic there compared to the other teams. Like, obviously, quarterback's the most important position in the NFL. Right. And so if your quarterback that you just paid a ton of money to is hurt for an extended period of time, like, that's going to be a pretty big issue, especially when you don't really have a backup behind him.
Right. Well, also, the Chargers have lost their first 2 games by 2 points and 3 points.
Yeah.
So they're right there, and I think the Vikings are pretty close. I mean, they lost to the Eagles by 7, and they lost to the Buccaneers by 3.
6.
6 and 3.
20.
So 9 points. So I think it's one of those things. I think it will be interesting. Obviously, you have to win. Not have to, but you need to win at home.
That would be ideal.
I mean, you played one home game, which you let slip away. But so yeah, I think that's definitely a good game. I think the Bengals, and I think here's the thing about the Bengals. What's crazy is like everyone just keeps saying like, oh wait, be patient, wait. How long are we waiting for? They've looked god awful. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know what they've done. And even in 2022, they started out 0-2 and they only lost like 2 more games the whole year. Sure, but you've looked terrible. And it's not like, I know Joe Burrow's been a little bit hurt here and there. Jamar Chase is fine. T. Higgins is fine. Joe Mixon's fine. Your weapons are fine.
Yeah.
And I know it's your quarterback, but like if he can't play and he's not physically able to play, you just signed him to all this money. Give him a break, let him rest, and then play him in another week. I don't want that to happen, but I'm just saying, like, you're throwing him out there and he's going to get hurt more than he is now. If that's your franchise guy, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I think the other difference is it kind of depends on what division they're in, right? Like,
well, they're already 0-2 in the division.
The AFC North, the Ravens are what, 2-0?
Yep.
And I think the Ravens have shown that they're probably like in a strong position to win that division. Obviously, it will probably come down to the games that they play each other.
Yeah.
But I think the Ravens have put a strong foot forward. I don't think the Steelers or the Browns are going to be too challenging.
Well, with injuries now, too.
Yeah, exactly. And so then in the Chargers division, you got the Chiefs, who they started off a little slow, but I think they'll be fine. And then the other 2 teams, the Broncos stink.
And the Raiders stink.
But like then in the Vikings division, literally every team lost this last weekend. Yeah. So it's 1-1, 1-1, 0-2, 0-2.
Right.
And so it's still a toss-up. So I think that helps our case. So I'm not worried. I would say it would have been nice to win week 1. And if we can win this one, then we could easily be 2-2 going into week 5 because we play the Panthers next week and they can't do anything on offense.
Yeah.
Even if we win this week and we lose to the Panthers, then that's really bad news.
Yeah. You gotta beat the crap teams.
Exactly.
Because then you play the Chiefs at home.
Yeah.
And then you start, then you play at the Bears, but then you got 49ers, Packers, Falcons. I mean, yeah, our schedule eases up a little bit. If we can win this game and go back to 2-2, I think people forget about the Buccaneers game a little bit.
Not forget, because then we could have easily been 3-1 and we'd be feeling really good.
Yeah, but it eases the pain a little.
Yeah.
I
think everybody expected that we were going to lose to the Eagles. So that wasn't really a shock.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. 2-2, I'm fine with.
All right. My other question on the NFL, speaking of the Eagles game, it happened to us. Justin Jefferson fumbled the ball out of bounds in the end zone.
Yeah.
Worst rule in football? Yes or no? Worst penalty, quote unquote, in football? Yes or no? And what would be your resolution? Or what worst result?
I mean, I've never really understood it. I think that it obviously, there has to be like some result of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they probably are against just having like a redo.
Yeah, I don't think you get that in the NFL.
But like, I think that it's a pretty aggressive result to a play that you potentially like almost scored on.
Right. So you think the team that it happens to should still, and I'm not just speaking for the Vikings, it's happened almost every year. It happens a few times.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that the team should keep the ball then and get it, at like the 10-yard line?
Well, so like when the ball goes out of bounds just in general, right?
That's where it gets spotted.
Then it gets spotted where
it goes out of bounds.
No, where they had the ball last. Like where
where possession was?
Where the team had possession last, right?
Yeah.
And so why would it change if it goes out of bounds in the end zone?
Well, so where do you put it, though? That's the question.
Where they last had possession, which would, in theory, be at like the 2-yard line. Why does going out of bounds in the end zone compared to out of bounds at the 13-yard line
make a difference?
Change the rule.
Yeah.
It's still a fumble that goes out of bounds, right?
Yeah, to an extent. I mean, I really don't know the fair way. I mean, I think a lot of people have now seen it where it's like that's the dumbest thing for it to be a turnover when most of the time, and even Justin Jefferson's sake, like nobody caused it. He just lost control of it. Which I understand. Yeah, sure. It could be then you could play devil's advocate and be like, okay, well, he shouldn't have reached over or he should have kept control of it. Sure, but like them to get it on the 20-yard line then? I don't know. I think it definitely has to be talked about over the offseason. Like, why?
Yeah, but I don't think they will. It's been a rule for quite a while, I think.
Right.
And I doubt that anybody will remember week 2 of
I think it will happen
of the Thursday night game.
Yeah.
That we want to change that rule.
No, but here's the thing: is what if it happens in the playoff game? I think people then will remember it. Right? You know what I'm saying? I think it will happen again this year.
But how many times does it happen in a year?
Well, I'm saying maybe a handful, maybe less than 5. But I'm just saying, so if it's a huge play that causes a huge stir, I think it might then get more attention. Obviously, no one's going to remember week 2. Who cares?
Yeah.
Still lost the game. My last thing on the NFL, there was a few games, overtime, that happened. Lions game, Broncos game, when they went for the 2-point conversion. Clear pass interference call.
Yeah, what the heck?
Should coaches, or should overtime, somehow do a review or get a challenge? I know we've tried this where we can challenge penalties, but something needs to happen where the games cannot just do that. I mean, I was even watching Monday night Browns versus Steelers for 10 minutes before the game became terrible. Deshaun Watson literally was scrambling, and the ref is literally from me to the camera, away from Deshaun Watson, and the guy clearly grabs his face mask and turns it.
Yeah.
No penalty. You're literally standing right here. So I know you're a human aspect of it and you miss calls. So my question would be like, in big plays, can you challenge them? A Lions game, that's a holding. That's a holding in 10 out of 10 games. That lost them the game.
I don't remember.
It was 3rd and 10 or 3rd and goal. He threw it to Tyler Lockett for a touchdown. They would have had to kick a field goal. The Lions would have got the ball back in overtime.
Oh yeah,
clear holding.
I love the touchdown.
Yeah, but non-biasy, non-fantasy. I mean, it's just like, should we reinstate like a challenge or something to be like, hey, this can't end this way. The Broncos was worse because the guy literally grabbed his whole back on a 2-point conversion.
I think that there should be an element of being able to up in the box they can review the scoring plays.
Okay, but these weren't scoring plays. Well, one was a scoring play. No, one was a scoring play. One was on a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, that would be a potential scoring play.
Oh, so that's what I'm saying. So you're saying on a play that potentially could score.
But so you brought up the Deshaun Watson, the face
just during the game
one, right?
You can't do that.
No, not that one. If it's a scoring play, yes or no.
Okay.
Like if it's dependent on the call, then I think that it would be fine to have the booth upstairs. They say, "Oh yeah, that should have been a pass interference. You get to redo it." Or, "Oh, that was a holding on the offense. You got to redo the down."
Got it. So it's almost like it comes from upstairs.
Or have the outcome of the play be different.
So it's almost like when they do review scoring plays and they say, "Okay, he crossed the line. That was good." They should also have something where it's like, "Okay, they scored. Let's make sure there was no pass interference."
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I mean, I don't disagree with that. I think it sucks that games are being decided like that, but I also think it's like they don't want to slow the game down as much as possible. Where it becomes that fine line where it's like, okay, we went for 2, then do all the players just stand on the field and wait, and then it's good, and then we walk out? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think there's a good and bad. I think it's just happened. I mean, some of these penalties are just so bad. So bad. But it is what it is. That's my NFL banter for the week.
There you go. What
up? Better.
Do you have anything else, or do we want to move into Smash Don't Pass?
Yeah, we can move to Smash Don't Pass. I think this week, This week is kind of interesting in the NFL. There's a lot of games that are within like 2 or 3 spread, and then the other games are within like 12. Like there's a lot of widespread games, and there's a lot of like
not a lot of the middle ground.
Right. There's no like 6 or 7 points. So we'll see what happens. I think it should be a big week. I'm expecting. Obviously, a lot of teams are now playing with injuries or guys that have been injured, so it'll be interesting to see how teams replace those players. I guess you could say. See what happens.
Yep. What's your thoughts on the 2 games on Monday night? Did we talk about this last week?
I think we mentioned it, but I mean, here's
second week in a row, 2 out of 3 of the early NFL season. There's two Monday night football games, and they're not at 6 and 8:30. They're at 6 and 7.
Yeah, I think it's the only 2 weeks that it is though.
Well, it's the first 2 out of 3 weeks, which is the most recent thing.
Yeah, I don't hate the idea of it.
You don't? What about all the people that don't have 2 TVs in their living room?
That's okay. Pick one of the games to watch. What do you do on Sundays? You watch one game. So it's the same thing as a Sunday. Most people don't have 2 TVs. Bless me. But it's like, you get to watch, I mean, what do you do at 12 o'clock on Sunday? There's 7 games. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games. You can watch Red Zone when it's Monday night.
I can.
Or you can just have 2 TVs. Or
that's right.
You can just
bite the bullet. Your setup.
And here's the difference is, no offense, I mean, this week might be a little better. Last week, it didn't matter which game you watched. They both stunk.
Yeah, that was bad.
And I think here's the thing is this game, okay, should be a little better. Philadelphia, Tampa Bay, and that game will be terrible. Los Angeles, the Rams versus Cincinnati. Okay, that game could be decent. And then after this, I don't think it happens. So I don't hate the starting like that. Mm-hmm. I think if it continues, I think they only do this now and then once college football's done. I think. Because then it's like once college football bowl games, they're like NFL Thursday, Friday, whatever. So, but I mean, I don't hate it. I think it'll be interesting. Hopefully, like I said, this week's better. I mean, the Sunday night game is Pittsburgh versus Las Vegas. That will be trash. So if we're talking trash, there's trash too.
Tough primetime slate this week.
Yeah, so I would assume they probably just take a game from the 3 o'clock schedule to move it to Monday night. I would assume they probably do because they only have 3 games on 3 o'clock now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there's 4 at 3 last week.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so they took a 12 o'clock game. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. Also, if we're talking stuff that needs to work on or it's questionable, Prime Video needs to get better visualizing connection. Mm-hmm. Holy moly, your guys is
very choppy.
Yeah, so bad. You guys gonna be every Thursday night game? People pay for that?
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, so
gotta be better.
Yeah, there it is.
Let's move on to Smash Don't Pass. Who's your quarterback this week?
Well, wait. Well, how'd you do last week? Come on, no. You're gonna bite the bullet because you were talking all this smack and you went 3-0.
Not good. I'm 3-3 on the year.
Okay, and I'm 4-2. And this week we're actually gonna.
I think that's the first time you've ever been above me on Smash Don't Pass.
So book it. If you care to book it.
Hence why David wanted to bring it up. But anyways, who's your quarterback?
So my quarterback, Kirk Cousins, 19.9 points. They play the Chargers. I mean, we've seen what quarterbacks do against the Chargers the last few weeks. Should be a high-scoring game. Hopefully the Vikings come out and just sling it. I mean, Jefferson will probably get his first touchdown of the year, if not 2. So I'm expecting Kirk to smash 19.9.
Wow. Call it out. All right. Same game, Justin Herbert, 20.1. The Vikings defense is better than last year, but I think that because Austin Eckler will most likely still be out this week, I think that just means Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, all the guys that are going to be catching passes, they're going to have a very good day, which means that Justin Herbert will also have a very good day. They didn't run it last week. No need to run it this week, and Justin Herbert's going to have a good day.
The Chargers are the 31st worst defense against the pass. Interesting. Well, there it is. So, yeah, hopefully they go off. I mean, hopefully it's just a high-scoring game. Mm-hmm. The Vikes are 25th. Terrible.
Exactly.
My running back, Christian McCaffrey, projected 22.9, the highest of running backs by about 2 or 3 points.
The highest.
Plays Thursday night against the Giants. That's tonight. Giants, terrible, as we know, give up a lot of points. As we saw last week, James Conner smashed against them. So he has scored, also Narum said, fun fact, off air, he has scored one touchdown in the last 11 games.
Yeah.
That's a lot of games.
A lot of games in a row.
I don't expect it to slow down. I mean, he could go for 40, to be honest, and we'll wait and see. I think the Giants, should have lost to the Cardinals, but that's a different story. So, yeah, there it is.
Nice. I'm going with Jalen Warren. I think Monday night.
Oh, what? What?
He's projected 12.2.
Okay.
I think that Monday night was the beginning of the end for Najee Harris. And I think Jalen Warren will now start to get more work as their featured running back. He might not be the featured running back, but I think that Monday night showed that he has a lot more juice in the tank than Najee Harris.
Oh, yeah.
And so he can catch passes. He can, he's explosive when he runs the ball. He actually had carries for more than 2 yards, which is literally all that Najee Harris does. So I think 12.2 is a couple catches for 30, 40 yards, and you got 30, 40 yards on the ground, and that's right around 12.
Yeah. I think it is when you watch the Steelers play, granted they're not fun to watch at all.
No.
But especially even without Deontay Johnson, Najee Harris
Exactly.
is just not great. Mm-hmm. And they actually ran plays where it was we're going to actually throw the ball to Jalen Warren. And Kenny Pickett is not good.
Well, yeah, so here's the deal. So Deontay Johnson's out, right? You're like, oh, okay. So that's probably their best wide receiver target.
Yeah.
To throw
100%.
Right? So somebody's got to take up those targets, right? Allen Robinson, he had 2 catches the whole game. You got Freiermuth, 1 catch. You got Jalen Warren, who actually did stuff. He had 3 or 4 catches for 50, 60 yards on in the air. And then you got George Pickens, who literally, other than the 70-yard touchdown, really didn't do that much. So,
yeah. Let's be honest.
Who knows who they're throwing it to, but, somebody's got to take the underneath stuff, and I think that is the most likely where Jalen Warren will come in.
Yeah. George Pickens had 10 targets. Jalen Warren had 6 targets. He was their second highest.
Exactly.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's crazy.
All right, who's your pass catcher?
Yeah, sticking back to the Vikings game, like Nairn said, I'm going Keenan Allen, 16.1 points. He's back. Justin Herbert's favorite target. He catches everything. I don't even need to say it. He should easily get 8 to 9 catches, and then the yards just add up on that. So we'll see what happens.
Pass catcher, I'm going with Nico Collins. He's coming from the Texans. He's projected 12.6. And he's had, I believe it was 11 targets and 10 targets, somewhere around there.
The Jags.
And so they're playing the Jaguars, who should try and get their offense rolling again, which means that, literally in every game, I think the Texans are probably going to be losing. So that means that they'll have to throw it, and Nico Collins is their best receiver. So... yeah. He's had 27 and 18 points so far.
He's literally their only guy.
Yeah, he's had a strong start to the year. So 12.6 seems a little bit low. A lot of it low.
Yeah, I don't know if the Jags defense is great, but yeah. They played well against Kansas City.
27 and 14. He's
11 targets and 9 targets.
Yeah, so he's had 20 targets through 2 weeks. And he's... what is that? He's averaging about 19, 20 points a game, and he's projected 12.6.
Yeah, should be interesting.
It's very low.
So, there it is.
There's your smash, don't pass. Eliminator.
We want to do dog or no dog?
Okay, well, you can do dog first.
Who's your dog?
Because you're still in the dog. In the dog of the week.
Woof, woof. I need Brennan to do that. I really do.
Yeah,
gotta.
Your first one is better. That one, not your best.
Yeah, that's okay.
My dog of the week is the Tennessee Titans. They're 3-point underdogs at Cleveland, who just lost their best offensive player, Nick Chubb, for the season. And I think from everything that we've seen, Deshaun Watson has looked poor.
Yeah, definitely been. That's a good statement, I think. That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah, we're feeling generous today. Yeah. So he has looked poor, and without their best offensive player, Nick Chubb, then they're kind of reeling on offense. They got their backup, who should be fine, right? But I think the Titans, they know that they got to win this one. They're 1-1. They're both of them are 1-1, and the Titans, they rise to the challenge with their coaching style. The defense should be pretty good, and so I think if they can shut down Deshaun Watson, then they got a backup running back playing.
Well, and you have the status of Amari Cooper's kind of. I mean, I know he played Monday night, but he was also dealing with like a.
Yeah, the Titans' offense isn't anything to write home about.
It's terrible.
Ryan Tannehill's maybe mediocre at
defensive
best.
battle.
So I think it'll be a grinded out brawl.
Whoa.
In Cleveland, Ohio, and I think that gives the Titans a decent chance to win.
Yeah, there you go. All right, my dog of the week. I'm going with the New York Jets.
Gross.
Riding Zach Wilson. They play the Patriots. Patriots are trash. They've looked awful. Jets defense is decent. This also probably will be a low-scoring game. I mean, I don't know. Here's the thing. I think Zach Wilson might throw another. I think he'll throw 2 touchdowns. Both to Garrett Wilson, probably.
How many interceptions?
4. That's fine. Don't matter.
Just
his touchdowns.
I was going to say 2, but
no,
double. 4 might be more.
Double
realistic.
it. I mean, yeah, Patriots defense will be good, but I do think the Jets will play fine. I think that game should be low scoring, so it'll just be a grinded out game. What did you call it? A brawl?
A backyard brawl.
A backyard brawl. So in New York, backyard brawl.
No, I think I said grinded out brawl.
Grinded out brawl. There it is.
Yeah,
it'll be a brawl. So we'll see what happens. I mean, both teams aren't very good, so
their defenses are good. Their offenses
are very good.
Below average.
I would say bottom tier. Probably middle to bottom tier.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of bad teams out there.
Mm-hmm.
So there it is.
Okay.
That's our
dog of the week.
Dog of the week. Now, do you want to go with? Well, I'm out of the eliminator. So who do you got? This is your now moment to shine, since I had my 2 moments.
Yep. So 2 teams I've used so far: the Commanders and the Giants, which I feel very good about using those 2 teams and still being active. So this week I'm going with the Ravens.
Who do the Ravens got?
The Ravens
Colts.
play the Colts. The Ravens are at home.
Change up your strategy.
Yep. Because I want to save the Cowboys. So,
Okay.
I mean, the Cardinals could easily score 0 points against the Cowboys. But I'm going Ravens against the Colts. The Ravens are at home. And I think this is a, in theory, get-right game. I feel like the Ravens have kind of been like, so far. They've won both of them, but I think that they haven't quite played to their full potential. And I think playing the Colts is a way for them to get on track. I don't think that they'll have too many issues stopping the Colts offense.
Yep.
So I think the Ravens should be in a good situation to easily win this game.
Yep. There it is. There was also a few other people, if we want to say, were eliminated last week. Yeah, Matt Meyer, Lions, sorry. J. Cole, Broncos, also sorry. No, Andrew Paul didn't make a pick, so sorry. I don't know.
Also out.
Yeah, sorry. And if you want to give a shout out to your buddy Tucker, just been riding with you. So if he rides with you this week, he must be listening.
I love it.
Just riding.
Yeah, let's keep it going.
Straight riding. So there it is. Get in your picks. Let us know.
Yep.
Keep the streak alive, baby.
Yep.
Keep the streak
2 down.
alive.
What would that be?
Well, 7 more to go technically because you got to get to 9.
Let's say 18 weeks. 16 to go.
Oh,
We're trying to make it through the whole season, baby.
That would be crazy.
That's the goal.
That is the goal. So see what happens. Can't pick the same team twice. You guys know the rules.
Yep.
Bingo. Bongo.
Ravens,
Bango.
if you want to ride.
Unless you've already picked them.
That's right. Okay, let's do Fave 4.
Yeah. Where's the quarter?
Okay.
Yeah. Alright. I flipped last time.
That's right.
Heads.
Tails.
Fave 4, favorite fruit.
Yeah,
We didn't even do the topic.
We're doing fruit.
We're doing fruits.
I'll go second.
Okay.
I think this might be the first time I've gone second all season.
Maybe.
Maybe one other time.
Yeah, maybe. No, you went second for the State Fair foods. for sure, because I got your first. But
Mm-hmm.
my favorite fruit, not my favorite, my best fruit, I'm going to go with, you know what, we're going to stick with the original, an apple.
Okay.
I have one of those a day. Decent.
Do you ever go to the doctor?
No, don't have to.
Nice.
Why do I have to?
Good job.
Doesn't that replace it? Isn't it an apple a day keeps the doctor away?
Yeah.
There it is.
Good job. I'll go with banana.
Wow.
What?
Interesting.
And strawberries.
Isn't banana like one of those arguments where it's like, is it a fruit or a vegetable? Is that fruit that it is? Don't some people think of banana as a vegetable?
What? No. Bananas, they are easily fruit.
No. I agree they're a fruit. I'm just saying. Bananas are both a fruit and not a fruit. Bam. Thank you, team.
Okay.
Thank you for who supported me.
Relax on that.
Thank you for who supported me. They're technically not a fruit, but they are a fruit. That doesn't look like a fruit. That looks like a roasted potato. My next two picks, pineapple, and I'm going to go with watermelon.
Okay. I'll go with, we're going to go mango.
That's a unique one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a unique one.
And we're going to go with, I'll go with grapes.
Okay. Do you like frozen grapes? Frozen grapes are actually better than regular grapes.
I can't say I freeze grapes too often.
My last pick, I'm going to go with the little clementines, the little cuties.
Yeah.
Just a solid pick. So there it is. Fave 4.
So what's your 4?
Apple, pineapple, watermelon, clementines.
And mine's strawberries, bananas, mango, and grapes.
Yep. Yours is the fruit, not fruits. That's what we're going to call it. The fruits, not fruits.
Okay.
That's what it says. So there it is. Give it a vote. Let us know. That's it.
That's right.
Wrap.
Episode 7.